Hello and welcome to the Comic Conspiracy, episode 636 for the week of Monday, May 19th, 2025. I'm Ryan Higgins. Who's here this week?
Brock Sager.
And Kevin.
Hello.
Hey, and good intro for once.
Should we...
Toby's on his way. He says, see, so what we used to do is to record a little bit later because Toby says he always works so late and he can never be on. So we pushed it back later. And then we just got so tired doing it so late. And he's like, oh, no, I don't like doing it later. I want to do it earlier because I have stuff I have to do after the podcast. I'm like, yeah, but Toby, even when we do it at 9, you still couldn't get here on time. If we move it to 8, you'll never be here on time. He goes, no, it's fine because I have other stuff to do. So I'll be on at 8. I'm like, okay, so we do it at 8. And he's like, oh, I can't make it at 8. I'll be late. So everyone out there, if you like, you and Brock are not these people, but we all have friends that if you've got to meet them at 7 o'clock, you tell them 6:30 because you know they'll be there at 7, right? So Toby, we're gonna start recording at 7:30. Okay, 7:30. Make sure you get here at 7:30 on the dot for us to start recording.
Well, this is what week the third episode we've done the 8 o'clock start.
Yeah,
like I think we've all adjusted to the time.
It doesn't matter when we do a Toby show.
Yeah,
hey, what's happening, everyone?
Welcome back to the Diamond Conspiracy.
Yeah.
Wasn't this over?
You mean the Universal Ad Pop conspiracy? So I love these. I love the Diamond Comics updates every week. I don't know if anyone listening cares at all because they're like, I don't. But that's why we do
boring
this. No, that's why we do this because it's the behind the scenes stuff that's fascinating to the industry part.
We will
of
be
this world.
featured on future comic book documentaries because we talked about this stuff.
Probably not. Kevin, before we do that, do you want to talk Thunderbolts? Because you saw Thunderbolts. Do you want to wait till Toby's here?
Against Toby and my recommendation, Kevin. You went against Toby and my recommendation.
Okay, let's wait till Toby gets here. Let's talk about Diamond. So we've been following the long, arduous death of Diamond Comics, the former premier comic distributor to the United States, for months now, and what a week of stuff. So on the good side of things, multiple major publishers signed new deals with Lunar Distribution. That includes Rebellion and 2000 AD. So that was when we were going down the list of books, I had mentioned Dynamite and Zenoscope quite a few times. I didn't forget about Rebellion. They're
really small.
They're a small company here.
Yeah.
They're not in the UK. And I was thinking, they're part of Diamond UK, or not part of Diamond UK, but that's their main part. But there is a good contingent of fans of 2000 AD stuff here. Mm-hmm. And I didn't intentionally leave it off the list. I just wasn't even thinking about them because we don't get too much stuff from them. But they are a very important part of comics. And yes, 2000 AD has been picked up by Lunar Distribution. So that is fantastic to hear. Now, the big one dropped today. And although we were still able to get these books, right? Diamond, even, I think, in the last couple of years, were not the primary source for most comic stores. That is with Scholastic. So Scholastic, if you have kids, you probably know what Scholastic is. If you don't.
If you grew up in America in the public education system, you should know what Scholastic is.
Yeah, Scholastic Comics is a massive book publisher and graphic novel publisher. Scholastic Graphics is their comic book line, and that is they host all the book fairs at schools, and they have tons and tons of kid friendly content. For the comic end, they publish Dogman. They got Bone. All the Raina Telgemeier books. So they are for us, not that big of a thing, but for some comic stores, and especially for libraries and schools, Scholastics is massive, right? We sell a little bit of their stuff. It is, again, for us, it's not a major thing.
I like the popular stuff.
Of course.
We'll have
but that's
the Renee Togelmeyer stuff. We'll have Dogman and
we get the big stuff, and I'll get a couple things. Now, a lot of stores order direct from them because they buy in such mass quantities. A lot of people use book distributors for them, but for us, they are one of these companies that while have always been distributed by book distributors, and you've been able to get them other ways. For a store like us, where it's not our primary kind of thing, it didn't make sense for us to order from book distributors or direct because we just don't get enough stuff to make that worthwhile. And so a lot of the manga, Viz specifically, which is not distributed by Penguin Random House, so they do Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, all the Dragon Ball, all the big shonen titles, and Abrams, which does a lot of graphic novels. Abrams, like the graphic novel end of it, Scholastic, all these, right? These are things that I've had to move over to our book distribution end, again, which is fine. We just don't get that much stuff from them. So Lunar signed Scholastic graphics for distribution, again, which is a major deal. So for Lunar, that is a big deal. So that's great. If they get Viz, that solves 99% of my existing problems. Viz would be kind of the one holdout of the stuff that I have to get from the book distributor where we don't have a better option because they're not by Penguin. That was the deal, right? Penguin and Simon & Schuster were supposed to merge a couple of years ago, and that got knocked down. That would have brought all that stuff, including Viz. I believe Simon & Schuster does Scholastic, which would have basically put everything in with Penguin, which as for, there's arguments about that when it comes to, consolidation, but at least on my end, it would have been very helpful because then I can actually order the stuff easily. So yeah, big, good pickups by Lunar. And that's not small, right? Either we're Titan. They've started to put out, Lunar started to distribute T-shirts, board games that Titan makes. So they're expanding beyond just the comic line. So who knows what else is coming? Lunar is stepping up to distribute a substantial amount of product, which is awesome to see. Because the Diamond sale official on Friday, Diamond Comics acquired by Universal Distribution and Ad Populum. So as we mentioned before, Universal, this was all supposed to be finalized, and now it is after multiple lawsuits and attempts to be purchased by another distribution company that went through, and everything was kind of up in the air. Universal Distribution has bought, let me get the exact... Universal, I think is the exact quote. Universal has acquired the assets of Alliance Game Distributors, that is the game distribution arm of Diamond, and Ad Populum has acquired the assets of Diamond Comic Distributor, Diamond Book Distributors, which I assume doesn't have there's not much left. Diamond Select Toys and Collectibles, Collectible Grading Authority, and other related assets, likely for Comic Book Day and whatever else kind of random stuff. As part of that, Diamond UK remains separate from the sale process, so who knows what's going on with Diamond UK. We'll find out that soon. So Universal completely moved over. Alliance and everything else goes to Ad Populum, which we mentioned on the previous podcast. If you know NECA, the toy company, or WizKids, the gaming company, they own them. So this all, seemingly great news. But as these things happen, well, you know what happens after mergers, come the layoffs. So over the weekend and through today, we've heard of a massive layoffs at Diamond Comics, as the majority of the senior people involved, including Chris Powell, who is the chief sales and service officer, who was always kind of the front of the line person for Diamond Comics for 15 years now or something like that. He has been laid off. A significant portion of the Diamond Book Distributors people have been laid off. basically the entire. Let me get the list here. The entire group of people that work on Diamond's point of sale system, and I would assume that means. Let me find the list here. I had it here. Where is it? We'll get to Diamond Toys in a second, Brock. I know we were talking about that. Oh, here we go. Comic Suite, right? So Comic Suite is their point of sale system that Diamond Comics ran, which hundreds of stores use, if not 1,000. I don't know how many stores are using Comic Suite, but there was pre-Comic Hub and Managed Comics and some of the other ones that are out now. There was Moby. That was a pretty popular comic.
God, Moby.
Remember Moby? Yeah, Moby. We used Moby forever. Comic Suite was Diamond Comics' own personal point-of-sale system the comic shops could use. And Pullbox is their version of the order app, kind of the way Comic Hub has. Well, they've been completely gutted. So to the best of that anyone can figure out, the entire staff and the entire technical staff at Pullbox and Comic Suite are gone, which they are the ones that manage the invoicing and metadata and ordering system for stores. So I don't know what happens to comic invoices for Comic Suite support starting next week, right? I don't know. Any stores using Comic Suite's in a world of trouble right now, and hopefully there's not too many people. Hopefully a lot of people knew this was coming and could get off of it, but that's not great. It will stop functioning in the near future, according to one of the stores that uses Comic Suite.
Wait, you mean they actually got an email from?
No. Nobody got an email about anything. No. Well, I will take that back. I actually did get a message from someone that did say that they did receive a message about Comic Suite from Diamond. Okay. But as of this recording, I have not received a single piece of communication from Diamond or Alliance saying anything. There's not even in the, I thought they weren't even going to put out their daily email today. They did. It came out as normal. There's no mention of the sale. There's no mention of anything. No mention of the services being interrupted for any of this. Nothing stopping. So yeah. Not good. Diamond Select Toys.
This one was
Gentle Giant.
Big.
It was Gentle Giant, which is a toy company that Diamond bought years ago. That brought in. They are being shut down now. It is very likely that NECA will get all that licensing, all those products. Mm-hmm. I should actually go through my list. I'd love to. I should have done this today. Can I do this? Can I do this while we're recording the podcast?
Total
Can I look up
radio.
What Diamond Select items we ordered has not shipped? Because I have stuff going back to like 2023 that never shipped. So this has been on the wall for a while, right? Yeah. There are so many products that Diamond Select have released in 3 years, from statues and toys, and they tend to be comic comic focused.
They had done those. They had been doing those really good Diamond Gallery figures, for all types of IPs, good quality, cheap, fairly cheap price. Those were always those. I have a couple of them from past years because they were not. They're just nice things to have as display, where you're not spending $100 to $200 to $300 on a resin statue. It's plastic, but the detail they put into it was solid.
Yeah. So we have so this is live info as of right now. I will tell you this info. This is I'm literally looking on Diamonds right now. Stuff that shipped up to this past up till April 9th include the Marvel Premier Collection Weapon Hulk statue that did ship. The Marvel Moon Knight comic bust that shipped April 9th, according to this. I didn't order any of these, so I don't know. There's a Mr. Fix-It statue. All those have shipped. Just about everything after that is showing back ordered. Even stuff that was in this last catalog. Now, there are a handful of things that were probably produced months and months and months and months ago. But just about every other item on here is listed as back ordered, even if the order date has not passed.
Ooh.
So that is a sign that Diamond Select Toys is done. The Marvel Select Deadpool and Wolverine figures just straight up canceled. There's a Wolverine one here. There's the Deadpool one just straight canceled. The Wolverine one, nothing. There's a Marvel animated Green Goblin bust. Lots of Star Wars. There's a Marvel Select Hobgoblin. I thought that was supposed to be out is that the one that was supposed to be out last year? Things kept getting pushed back and pushed back. So yeah, if you have a Diamond Select toy on order, I don't think it's coming, guys. Again, it's possible all this goes to NECA and it's resolicited and reoffered, and they didn't buy it for nothing, right? They're going to buy it for something, but I expect these will all go over to NECA in some fashion. But yeah, that is. I'm
curious as how much of it is stuck in ports too.
Right. Again, so the stuff here, stuff that shipped last month, and then there's a batch of stuff that's supposed to ship but has not been received yet by Diamond, and things that are shipping very soon. Those look available to order. Everything past that, again, if it came out now, they probably were prepping this a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And then it was ordered 9 months ago. So, this stuff takes a long time to order. It's not like this stuff can just, it's not like this stuff can just come in and, be available, within 6 weeks. It takes months and months and months and months for the stuff to come out. So yeah, real bad. Real bad.
It's real reminiscent of,
not too surprising.
When DC had their merger and we lost a fair amount of toy orders.
Well, there was definitely a lot of toys that got scrapped. Yeah. But they some of those had already been made, right?
Hey, so I tracked down a Catwoman wedding dress statue. I got it signed. I'm good.
So there was a Marvel animated Groot statue that's still says scheduled to ship on May 28th. We would have ordered this September 30th, and it was probably in the system early September. So, you're talking just shy of a year. And again, they would have had this in production prior to that. So yeah, you're about a year out. So there's a year's worth. And I mean, they were still sending out emails last week that are like, oh, here's our Marvel Select items coming back in stock in January. It's like, what are you talking about? You're bankrupt. You're being sold. Like, I guess you just have to operate as is, but like this doesn't make any sense. Why are you telling people this stuff is still coming? You know it's not. So there's going to be a lot of orders killed for a lot of people that order statues and figures, which sucks. I mean, because we do pretty well with those, compared to a lot of figures. It's kind of like Marvel Legends probably does the best, and then DC Multiverse, the McFarlane stuff, and then the Diamond stuff. It's kind of like the other line we carry. So,
what, like, after this, what are you going to be ordering from Diamond?
Yeah, so I mean, I just put in my. We just got our monthly catalog loaded for the last catalog. I mean, they're still working on the new one for whatever that means. The stuff I ordered, it was Dynamite and Zenoscope. That's the only books. There may have been. I think there was like one like Ninja High School. What's that company? What's that company? I wouldn't say Aftershock. It's not Aftershock. It's Antarctic Press.
Yeah.
Again, so those little guys. There's a couple little, the last few micro single issue comic publishers.
Like Dynamite is the first in the catalog, and then you have, then you have everybody else, but they're all going to like Lunar.
Yeah, everything's out. Everything's out of Diamond, and I don't see how any of these, unless something changes, unless their intention is to run Diamond and bring it back, all the assumption is Diamond is gone. So they're not gonna Diamond. They're getting the scraps and the pieces, and for whatever reason, I don't think that because there's going to be a comic distributor called Diamond Comics in 6 months. So if you're Dynamite and Zenescope, I don't know what you're doing. You can get out of here. So, yep.
I mean, maybe everyone will go back to Diamond and be in the previews catalog at least.
They won't, though. There's no reason for anyone to go back to Diamond. So, yeah, that's the current situation. Diamond Toys.
It's okay. Well, there'll be an email tomorrow morning explaining more stuff.
Yeah, hopefully.
We'll talk about it in 2 weeks.
Yeah, like what about the retailer lunch?
Oh, that's gone, man. We'll do the Alliance and Ad Populum retailer lines. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, can't wait for that. Or the not Alliance, the Universal and Ad Populum retailer lunch. That I'm looking forward to. So there you go. There you go. That is especially if your comic store still uses Diamond as their, majority distributor for comics. I would recommend that they stop that today because it is done. It is done. All right. So that's your Diamond update for this week. I know you guys are so excited for that. Hey, we got some like media news stuff to talk about. Then we'll talk Thunderbolts. I mean, Toby ever makes it here.
Media news.
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
Kind of like comic news. I don't know if it's just because we're like getting into the con season and things are coming up, but not a lot of like comic book news the last couple of weeks. So I did see this, and I think it's a little cursed.
Miracle Man: The Dark Age.
Miracle Man, no. Okay. I was. Do you know? So you know what we're doing, right? This is called the podcast, all right? This thing we're recording called the podcast, all right?
Yes.
Do you ever see when they make audiobooks and audio dramas and they call them podcasts? Are you familiar with this?
Yeah.
Like I see this not a lot, but sometimes, and I'm like, this is an audio drama. Why are you calling this a podcast? It's not a podcast. This is an audio drama. They're different things. So, okay, cool. Neat. Okay. So, I did there was a Batman podcast that came out a little while ago. I was like, what? A Batman podcast? Is Batman talking about like his favorite book he read that week? Like, what the hell are you talking about? A Batman podcast? Well, maybe they decided to finally change this and for the new thing because we are getting a All-Star Superman audiobook, full cast audio drama, right? Similar to the Sandman one, which assuming we're not getting any more of that either.
It was good, right?
It was great.
Yeah, it was
at
good.
the time.
Yeah.
I only listened to the first one. I bought the second one. I didn't get a chance to get around to listening to it.
God, that feels like it was a 2020 release.
It was a long time ago. Yeah, I assume there will be no more.
Well, yeah, because there's no more story to tell. You know that. It's all wrapped up.
I was pretty excited when I saw this All-Star Superman thing. I'm like, okay, cool. They're doing an audio drama. Neat. I'm like, does All-Star Superman translate to an audio drama? Well, though, it's
the same thing with Sandman. Like,
but there's a lot of dialogue in Sandman, and a lot of it's a lot of characters. I was a little like, I don't know. I like, it didn't jump off the page to me that this is going to be like, this is great. We're gonna get this like, this massive story. I think of like a Kingdom Come audiobook, right? Like, I know they've released that years ago, and that was super cool.
Watchmen is an audiobook.
Yeah.
From Hell.
Yeah,
is an audiobook,
yeah.
right?
All-Star Superman is like and it's so art-driven, just quite at least visuals. I don't know how well it would translate.
Maybe this is to go with that chip that's been implanted in people's brains, so that when you listen to the audio drama, we'll see
the visuals.
Yeah.
And then I saw it was being adapted. And then I saw it was being adapted by Megan Fitzmartin, who I am not a fan of.
Who?
She did that terrible Tim Drake Robin series and those terrible Young Justice comics around like Dark Crisis era. She like blipped into DC for half a minute and then left, and I was like, wow, I don't know who. She did something else too that I know people hated, but I don't like. It just seemed like someone came in and left, and I'm like, okay, good. Well, this person's not writing comics anymore. Thank God. You're adapting All-Star Superman now for an audio drama? That seems weird. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's cool. I'm not like a big audiobook guy. I like Charlie listens to like all the Doctor Who audio dramas. Like, they're neat. But yeah,
I'm rooting for my comics accurate Crisis on Infinite Earths audiobook.
Like, that would be
a cast of like 1,000 different actors.
Yeah, that would be too much. That would be too many people. Yeah. I mean, DC has done a lot of audio dramas in the past, so this is far from the first. But yeah, something about All-Star Superman. It's one of my favorite comics of all time. Do not get me wrong. I absolutely love it. I don't know if it'll translate well to an audio
drama. Joking aside, an audio drama I would like to hear. It would either be amazing or completely bonkers, or maybe both at the same time, would be the Kirby Fourth World books.
Well, and that is like very Shakespearean, so that makes sense.
Yes.
Right? And there's a lot of dialogue in those books.
A lot of big speechifying with like 5 exclamation points after every sentence.
Yeah. That's what I think about when All-Star is. I mean, Luther has some good speeches in there, but
Zambaro?
It's a pretty
Zambaro.
Huh? Yeah, Zambaro. It's a pretty quiet book, though. Right? Like, I'm not wrong thinking that. Okay, so yeah, it's an odd choice, but obviously there's a ton of push for Superman this year, which is awesome. So sure. Hopefully people listen to it and like it, and hopefully it's done right. Said I don't know if Fitzmartin's gonna sell a lot of people on it, but hey, whatever. We'll see. Now, since we're talking Superman, I will talk a little Superman. The real Superman trailer came out,
the real one.
and although I'm not I've kind of given up on being totally spoiler free on stuff. I definitely am I will kind of stop paying attention at this point because I really don't need to see anything else. It'll all be spoiled. There was apparently there's an Amazon early screening. When did that go on sale? That goes on sale it's like the week prior, right? Before. So there's why Amazon? I don't know, but there's a Amazon Prime fan screening thing you can get tickets to see it a couple days early.
Right now you could get an Amazon for Accountant 2, I think. They have one movie at a time that you can order.
Oh, okay, cool. It's a little weird, but all right. I mean, good on Amazon for trying to get people out to the movie theater, I guess. It seems kind of counter to what they would want, but I mean, whatever. I'm sure they're making some money on it. What did we do for Flash? Was that a Warner Brothers thing?
Yeah.
Okay. I told Toby, I was like, didn't we do one of these Amazon things before? And he said, no, that was like a Warner Bros. I was like, oh, that's right. What have we done an Amazon one?
Because they started this program since the last thing that we saw together.
Oh, okay. I felt like we had done something similar, but like the Flash thing, that was like an invite thing that we got for the store. So we've done a few of those through the years. But Man of Steel trailer, like the real trailer, like with some sort of plot. I mean, look, I don't know why they call that first thing a trailer or the first thing a teaser when it's like 3 minutes long, but it's more like moody. This is like the plot trailer, I guess, more so. Kevin, are you out? Did you watch that?
It's way too close to when it's coming out. I'm out.
Yeah, it's July, so
I'm out.
Okay.
The big question, Ryan, with no spoilers, just give me this: how does Guy Gardner's hair look?
I look totally fine. Yeah, he looked totally fine. Guy gets one scene and it's great.
All right.
So, and we'll ask Brock too here, but to bring it up, the Peacemaker trailer came up as well for the new season, which I do care spoilery stuff for Peacemaker.
Go ahead.
Brock, did you see the Peacemaker trailer? Brock Bueller?
Yeah, I didn't watch the Peacemaker trailer.
There you are. Okay, do you care?
No.
Okay. So Guy Gardner and Max Lord and Hawkgirl are in Peacemaker.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that. I wonder if that was kind of we'll add them, like kind of a late add to some scenes. It is funny. Peacemaker James Gunn and Superman James Gunn feels like they are holding him back pretty heavily on Superman, luckily, because look, it's two trailers. How much can you really get from two trailers? But the tone is much more. The tone of Hawkgirl and Guy Gardner and Max Lord in Peacemaker is much more Peacemaker like, and then. How is that? It does not appear like they're going to be played up the same way in Superman. So that's very good. I'm just surprised DC's had this problem in the past, right? Of like, well, do we really want Superman hanging out in Grant Morrison's Doom Patrol? Like, we're kind of mixing kind of customers here a little bit,
Is this the Pedro Pascal Max Lord?
No. It's what's his face? It's Sean Gunn is Max Lord. Is he in Superman 2? Or is he just in Peacemaker? That got announced a while ago. He must be in something else too. I don't think it's just Peacemaker. I think he's supposed to be in Superman as well. I can look it up. But they are like Justice League International Justice League, they look the part. They look right. I just the tone of between Superman and Peacemaker is going to be pretty. The whiplash is going to be pretty strong. Going from a probably much more reserved Superman appearances by those characters to Peacemaker, which is going to be a lot more dick and fart jokes. So we'll see. I don't know. Maybe it'll be a little bit more reserved. But the Superman trailer looked great. It still doesn't give a lot away, but at least you have we do kind of know the plot now, at least how it starts. So, and I'm kind of checking out at this point. So I unlikely I'll watch any other trailers or stuff that comes out. I don't want to see anything else. So,
it's slated for July, right?
But yeah, it's early July. So,
I watched it. It was fine.
Yeah.
I liked a God, I can't remember the actor's name, but the guy that got to play Jonathan Kent, like the dad. I was like, yeah. He works.
Yeah. You get a little John and Ma Kent. Get a little bit of a little bit of Luther, a little bit of Engineer, not too much. They're still kind of playing this. You finally see Metamorpho, like we do actually see Metamorpho for a split second.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you get Nathan Fillion, using his power ring, and yet it is a Green Lantern, so that they're not making it something else or hiding it. It is Green Lantern, so yeah. A little bit of crypto. So yeah, it's everything I think you want from a trailer. Very hopeful. Again, being cautiously optimistic. Hopeful for FF. I'm pretty much off FF too. I know a ton of stuff is getting spoiled. Bunch of kids' toy sets are coming out. Lego sets. Apparently, Snapple spoiled something. Oh, fucking some Snapple promotion spoiled something. I don't know what, but I didn't look into it. So there's a Galactus, like a full head shot of Galactus out there. So be careful. Yeah, it's we're deep in spoiler territory. I try to ignore the kind of wider discussion about any of this stuff, but it's like, it's impossible to not see bits and pieces of it. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to both.
I do think that like, at least for Fantastic Four and Superman, there's just I don't know. I don't really feel buzz from people like in the shop. Like they're like, yeah, it's coming out. Hopeful, hopefully, right?
Superman, I definitely have had people that were not Snyder fans, right? A lot of customers like, yeah, this looks more like a Superman movie. Yeah, I want to check it out. The reply for FF to basically everyone has been, well, I hope it's good.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go see it. I hope it's good. All right. I think people are a little burnt. At least DC's getting the an opportunity with a reboot, for whatever that's worth. But if it sucks, people won't, like, they won't give it 3 movies, right? Like, they're just out. FF it has a tough hill to climb because it's not been the greatest reaction to a lot of the recent Marvel stuff. So we'll see. The trailer for Ironheart came out. It was like, more dislikes than likes on YouTube. It's like, well, that's because people are idiots. The trailer is nothing, but like, that's not a trailer I would like or dislike. It's just like, well, this is a trailer for a show that's coming out. Like, it just looks like everything else.
I watched the trailer and I was like, eh. My daughter might like this show. Cool.
Goes in the queue,
right? Like,
I'll get to that in Wonder Man and What If season 2 and 3 and what else? What else haven't I watched?
Secret Invasion.
I'll get to that after Secret Invasion and Echo and Loki and.
Oh, that's right. Loki did have a 3rd season.
No,
Ryan hasn't seen.
No, 2. I never finished 2.
Oh, no, you never finished 2?
No. I jumped the queue for Daredevil. I don't know what. There's
She-Hulk?
nothing else coming. That was before.
No, I'm trying to think of what you haven't seen
Moon Knight
yet.
was before. I saw She-Hulk. I love She-Hulk. She-Hulk was great. Moon Knight was bad.
Yeah, so you might be Secret Invasion might be next in the queue.
Yeah, after Loki. Yeah. Well, I mean, I got into how the Super Skrull turns out.
Oh,
no, do you remember the Super Skrull was in that?
Don't. You really don't need to know that.
Maybe they'll just kill this Super Skrull and bring the real Super Skrull over from the Fantastic Four universe.
One of the great crimes of that show, in hindsight, is seeing how, like, cool and awesome Ben Mendelsohn is on Andor, and how fucking wasted he is as that Skrull in Secret Invasion. It's just like, man, it even retroactively makes me hate that show even more.
What's worse, that or Inhumans?
I never watched Inhumans.
Okay. It's a tough one. Well, something we did see. Oh, Brock didn't see apparently, which I didn't realize that. We'll talk about this in a second. Officially back, although we knew this was coming. We knew this was all getting set up here. But Kristen Ritter officially back as Jessica Jones for Daredevil Born Again Season 2, which is great. Brock, you didn't watch it. Did we talk about... Were you not on the podcast when we talked about Jessica Jones?
No, I just ignored it.
Did you really?
Yeah, I just sat there and was like...
you watched like the earlier stuff.
No.
You didn't see Season 1?
Nope. I didn't see Jessica Jones. I didn't see Defenders. I didn't see Iron Fist. I didn't actually see The Punisher.
What about Luke Cage?
Season. Didn't see Luke Cage.
Oh, you saw... Okay, almost none.
I literally only, I think, saw Daredevil Season 1 and 2.
Okay. I mean, Jessica Jones Season 1, I think, is the best show in the Marvel Netflix. Season 2 was terrible.
You do that on purpose?
But she's great. She's great. Just the show is awful. But Season 1 is
Who was the villain in 2?
Sure. That's a good question. Her mom. Her mom, right?
I didn't watch 2.
Oh, is that Toby? Is Toby here?
Yeah.
Yes, Toby's here.
Who's the villain in Season 2 of Jessica Jones?
Oh,
it's her
Jessica
mom, right?
Jones. I thought we were talking about Daredevil, so I was hating you already.
No.
I don't know.
No, the villain in Season 2 was her mom.
Tennant was so good in
I'm
Season
not crazy,
1
right?
that it's easy to...
Yeah. And I never saw the last two. I didn't see Punisher Season 2, and I didn't see Jessica Jones Season 3. But they dumped that before they scrapped everything. So, I'll one of these days, in the queue they go. But Jessica Jones back, very cool. Kristen Ritter is one of the best parts of those shows. So, really excited for that. And before, this is actually a great last topic to segue into our final topic for tonight.
I have a listener question from me.
Oh, okay.
Right, go ahead. Do this first.
Well, no.
It's not about TV shows. It's about comics.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll do that at the end, then. We'll do that after your Thunderbolts quick talk. But this was an article on Deadline that got picked up by a lot of people. Jason Schreier is his name, the director of Thunderbolts, is X-Men movie at Marvel Studios circling Thunderbolts director Jason Schreier to assemble the new team. So the director of the Thunderbolts movie is in early talks to direct the X-Men movie, which will obviously be the major push for the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as I assume the Avengers are going to kind of take a backseat to the FF and X-Men for a while. Now that all four of us have seen the Thunderbolts, does that fill you with excitement, Kevin Sharp? Toby, Kevin broke the suggestion that you and Brock gave him and went to see Thunderbolts.
Should have listened.
Toby, here's what it was: discount day. It was the perfect time lined up, and there was nothing. I mean, everything else that I was interested in, I had already seen, and so I was
gone to a park and read a book.
Let's get out of the way.
Did you watch The Accountant too?
No, because I haven't seen the first one.
Oh, that's a big mistake. All right, you did Sinners. You did
You two liked Thunderbolts. Like what?
No, but I know I have a feeling he should have saved it and watched it after.
Yes, I remember.
All right.
Save it for after FF.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, let's see what you're saying. I'm curious. I'm very curious.
So Ryan made a comment about, is it better than Craven? Ryan, are you and I the ones on here who've seen Craven?
I think Lane made the connection.
So, honestly, I'm kind of I'm kind of in between you guys.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
It's, you know what? I really appreciated, Toby, I really liked like the beginning with Yelena.
Yeah.
I like that there's like a mystery going on.
Yeah.
You know, when they're investigating that, what's it called? The Sentry Project or whatever. Yeah. I like that the characters have arcs.
Yeah.
And change.
Yeah.
That was all. And I thought the Sentry was pretty cool.
Where do we lose you?
For when he's in the thing for 5 minutes. Where you lost me. I don't even say lose me.
Is it when U.S. agent became the other Red Guardian and started busting out jokes?
You know what was funny is I was thinking of Ryan for much of this with the David Harbour stuff.
I
could just picture it. No,
it's potato.
Yeah, I didn't love that, but I don't even want to say where you lost me. It's just kind of one of those things where you can't fight City Hall anymore, and I'm just giving up the battle. That there's a giant thing with people fleeing in the city streets as this threat comes at the end. This time it was the Void, or that's what it's called, right? The Void.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, at least it's not a beam going up into space. At least we've advanced past that. So I'd say for the first, let's set aside the Red Guardian stuff. I'd say for the first hour, I was actually pleasantly surprised. Like, well, this is actually, it's not entirely comedy, which is what I was afraid of after hearing Ryan. It's not all like slapstick and silliness. There's actual some tracking of some character motivations and things changing and happening, and you know, if you want to call it a mystery, there's a plot, you know, an investigation plot, and then it just kind of turned into a Marvel movie towards the second half. But yeah, I'm not sorry I saw it. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it, but I was entertained for the runtime. Yeah.
All right, that's kind of what I expected.
Yeah, I think there was definitely moments where I'm like,
that's what I expect from Kevin. Right.
Yeah, no, I said there were moments where I'm like, yeah, you almost had a movie, and then it just goes away.
I was going to actually circle back to your comment because I remembered that as well. Was when you said early on in the movie it makes a choice and there's a fork in the road and it goes the wrong way. You said that, Ryan. You said early on it could have been a real movie instead of a comedy movie, and they made the wrong choice and went the wrong direction. And I couldn't quite pinpoint when that was in the story. And I see by the look on your face that you don't know either. Okay, perfect.
Ryan's gonna hate.
Well, no, I mean, I think I mean the Yelena stuff, right? That's probably what I meant. Is it starts off like a real movie. It starts off like pretty serious, and it just decides to not be after that. They could have had a pretty cool, dark, you know, all these people get together, they start fighting each other, they realize, oh crap, we're all being set up, like we're all being used, we have to go hunt her down and take out whatever her name is, and she sicks a sentry on him. Like, I love that scene where he comes out in the full costume and he's like starts wrecking house. It's like, but then it just stops. That should have been half the movie, right? Is him kind of being corrupted. Like yeah, you just cut out the jokes and you have a much better movie. It just they wanted to make it a dumb Marvel comedy, and they can't get, they think people won't like it if it doesn't have just jokes constantly. I can't deal with it.
My first thought was that I wish it had been like this, what you were just saying, the Sentry, the actual Sentry, not the dark one. The actual Sentry is the quote unquote villain. But I could see how you might be like, oh, they're just ripping off Homelander. You know, I could see at this point in time.
Yeah, they go full Homelander there for 2 minutes, and I'm like, this is amazing. And then they.
But I mean, that may be why you pull back on doing that I don't know. It's just speculation.
But it's like, yeah, if you're gonna go for it, sure, copy the best, right? I obviously will not. They will not go as severe as Homelander, but you know,
I still have to watch that path season.
Oh, so good. As far down that path as you're going to get for a PG-13 Marvel movie, right? But you had a real serious choice there to have Bob go full century much earlier and really be the prime villain in that movie, and then fight the Void, and I don't know.
I think it reminded me for a while, like for that first half, of kind of like the Winter Soldier light.
He was trying. Yeah. It just doesn't. Like I said, just doesn't. It swerved.
But can we agree it's the best Marvel movie in a while?
That's what I call it.
I'm trying to think of what would be the closest competition of recent times. I mean,
Spider-Man 3.
Oh yeah, I kind of get. That's my bad because I get away from even thinking of those as Marvel. But yeah, you're right. You're right.
Okay, so here is the question: this phase, is this so post? Let's go and pull up the list here. Post Endgame, well, post Far From Home, because that was technically part of Phase 3. Phase 4. Okay, this is all post COVID. Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Thor Love and Thunder, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. What a wretched list of movies.
Guardians, right?
This is Phase 4. This is Phase 4.
Okay.
This is Phase 4, July 2021 to November 2022. This is just what the internet says. This is all the Phase 4 movies. So, Spider-Man was good. Doctor Strange, I actually really liked. The rest, So Phase 5, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, The Marvels, Deadpool and Wolverine, Captain America: Brave New World, and Thunderbolts.
Are we counting Deadpool and Wolverine?
I don't.
We have to. The TVA is in there.
I don't.
This is the Marvel Universe Phase 5 list. Just going by what the internet says. Even if you take that away, it's still not the best. Ant-Man's the worst. I haven't even seen the Marvels, and Ant-Man's the worst. Then probably Thunderbolts, Brave New World, and Guardians 3 is the best.
In that order?
Deadpool, Wolverine. If you discount Deadpool,
but your ranking is Thunderbolts 1, Brave New World is 2, and Guardians is 3?
No. From bottom to top. Bottom to top is Ant-Man: Quantumania, Marvels, which I didn't even see, but it can't be worse than Ant-Man: Quantumania. Thunderbolts, Brave New World, Guardians on top. That's if you discount Deadpool and Wolverine.
You rank the Cap movie better than Thunderbolts?
Oh, 1,000 times. 1,000 times better. There's a massive gap between Thunderbolts and Brave.
No way. I actually didn't.
Oh, you weren't on the podcast.
Because I hadn't seen last week.
Yeah. Oh, no. Way
I didn't see Cap.
Oh, I know.
No way.
It's good.
No way. No way.
No, again, it's not the best movie I've ever seen. It's a solid B. It's fun.
I can't.
But Guardians 3 and Deadpool and Wolverine are obviously way better. So
I'm gonna put Guardians and then Thunderbolts, and the rest do not need to be talked about.
Where would Deadpool and Wolverine be on that list?
It would be, but I do not count. I still don't count it as a real. I don't count it as a real MCU movie, even though it is now. But I don't.
Yeah, so Phase 6 is FF, Doomsday, Spider-Man Brand New Day, and Avengers Secret Wars. That's the end of the Marvel Universe, right? That's the end of the MCU. There's nothing else. We're done, guys. 2027. We're fucking done. Just get used to it. Whatever comes next is
so that'll be a 20-year run, right? From Iron Man?
Secret War, yeah. So Secret Wars is going to be, I don't see how you can think elsewise that this is over after Secret Wars. They're going to still make Marvel movies, but this...
You don't think Secret Wars is the
done.
MCU Infinite Crisis?
They'll come back for a Marvel and DC crossover.
No. It's the Infinite Crisis of the MCU.
Yeah. Secret Wars? Yeah. Their third time with the multiverse. Third time
that's
finally merging the multiverses.
That's the one that resets all the main characters, and they're going to start it all over again.
Yeah, that's what I expect. Secret Wars is the end of this. I don't think, you'll get a world where the FF and the X-Men have always been there and just go from there. And new actors. Because, again, you're going to have new Cap movies. You're going to have new Iron Man movies. You're going to have new Thor movies. You're going to have a new Black Panther. They'll do stuff with it later, but it'll be new actors. Secret Wars is the end. And then move on. So. Because, yeah. Which is good. Yeah. 20 years, say batting 500. That's pretty damn good. A lot better than a lot of movie franchises. So,
like DC.
Yeah. I mean, on a success level, for sure. For the Snyderverse, yeah, you really only had 3 or 4 real successes, but the failures were colossal failures. So, I mean, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Man of Steel made money. It didn't make as much as some of the other movies, but Man of Steel did well. Aquaman and Wonder Woman made boatloads of money. And I think Suicide Squad did well for its budget. But, not what they were hoping. So. Let me try this again.
Just think back to a time as a young man, a younger man, a child even, if you've been told all these movies were coming out and your reaction would have been like,
Yep, I remember days when the best we got was Dolph Lundgren Punisher. And I loved it.
There was that run in the 90s with the Shadow and the Phantom.
Yeah,
and
I loved all those because that's all we got.
Slam evil, man. Slam evil. Okay.
Yeah, it's got a big close-up of his ring, right?
I loved the Shadow. Yeah, I loved the Shadow.
I was a Phantom
Rocketeer.
guy.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
Well, also the best we had for a while there was those TV Spider-Man movies.
We'll see what comes up next.
Those Hulk, the Hulks. Also.
Well, there was the 3 Hulk ones, right? There was number 1 was with Thor. There was the second one with Daredevil, Daredevil in the black suit of season 1 Netflix style. And then number 3 was the one where he kind of died. Or he did die.
Yeah, I think it's called The Death of the Incredible Hulk.
But isn't that one character kind of sort of like Black Widow?
Oh, that's right.
Right? It's like a fake Black Widow character, I think. I don't think it was Natasha. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong. But then we also had the TV Spider-Man movies that were really, really bad.
Live action?
Yeah, live action. Maybe. Yeah,
from the show, right?
Maybe is it the 60s or 70s? I mean,
there was a live action series in the 70s.
Maybe it was movies based on that. To me, they were advertising movies, so I didn't know the difference, right? So, I taped it off a TV, and I was never more bored than I've ever been in my life, because I think at one point Peter Parker swung himself from the tree, and I'm like, I'm doing that in my spare time as 7-year-old. So I was not very impressed. But that's all you got. That's all you get. So, I was going to go watch it.
Yeah, there was also a 70s Doctor Strange TV movie.
Oh, wow.
Which I actually bought a bootleg DVD of that because I had never seen it and just wanted to see what it was like, and it's not very good. But it was crazy to see, all of the Doctor Strange terminology just used in this cheesy TV movie.
Yeah. How was the quality of the bootleg itself?
It just looked like it was taped off of a TV broadcast.
Well, yeah.
That's all. I didn't really care. I just want to see it. I'm sure today you can find it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan, here's my comics question.
There we go.
Brock, I need your input on this. So I've sampled all of these as a reader, but I wanted to first ask Ryan, how are the absolute DC titles selling for you in general at the store? Are there some that are ahead of the pack, or are they all kind of at one sea level?
For a monthly comic, Absolute Batman is our highest selling comic across all companies by a substantial margin. Wonder Woman is about half that, which actually lines up pretty close. It's a little bit above mainline Wonder Woman. We're a big Tom King store, so that makes sense. We sell a lot more Wonder Woman than I think the average store does. Superman, it does about the same, maybe a little bit more than Absolute Wonder Woman, which puts it at about 2x the mainline Superman books. So all very good. All very, very good. Martian Manhunter, the other ones were only a couple issues in, so this is a little bit trickier. But for 2 issues in to a Martian Manhunter series, we are selling significantly more.
I was going to say, Martian Manhunter is probably a harder sell in general.
Right, but this version of Martian Manhunter is not for anyone that's a fan of Martian Manhunter. Not that you can't be a fan of Martian Manhunter and like it, but this is not a Martian Manhunter comic. This is a weirdo alien Vertigo comic they called Martian Manhunter and put it with the Absolute books. So it's very different, and that's selling, significantly better than it would if it was called something else. It's still lower than Wonder Woman and Superman by a handful of copies, but it's, again, very, very good. Flash and Green Lantern. Green Lantern has done very poorly for an Absolute book for us. I ordered real heavy on Flash and Green Lantern, and Flash probably sold about twice as many copies as the Absolute book. Again, it is doing better than Green Lantern, but the numbers are much lower than the rest of the books. And Flash is about the same as Martian Manhunter. So we're definitely seeing diminishing returns on the Absolute lines. But Ultimate's the same, right? Spider-Man is way ahead of everything else. X-Men and Ultimates are pretty even. And Wolverine's right there, too. A little bit lower, but right there. Black Panther is a non-factor. But yeah, no, I mean, they are outselling everything. Well, did I order more copies of the recent Hush issue than I did Absolute Batman? I mean, do you count that?
Almost the same, I think.
Well, the first issue of Hush we ordered significantly more. But issue 2, we probably ordered about the same as Absolute Batman. Issue 3 of Batman to Absolute might be about the same. I forgot how much of a push Batman got. Yeah, that's right. But they are doing very, very well.
Brock, have you read them all?
So I read all of them, except for I didn't finish the Martian Manhunter first issue, just because I couldn't get into it.
Yeah, I had a hard time with that one too, but Scott Snyder really, really, really talked that one up on the Substack thing, so I really wanted to give it a go, boy. I don't think it's for me.
No, it's not for you.
Yeah, it's definitely... I had like Cave Carson vibes from it, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm good.
I still have the Cave Carson cassette tape at the shop.
Cave Carson has a cybernetic eye?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Batman is probably the best. I like Superman because it's interesting enough that I'm like, how is Jason Aaron going to spin this? Wonder Woman was... The first story was okay. I've actually really enjoyed the subsequent stories. So it's gotten a little better. Green Lantern, I just didn't care after the first issue.
Yeah, that is a pretty shocking drop in sales for us on Green Lantern. Al Ewing has an audience for sure.
Yeah, but I just not. Yeah, I was not interested in that one. And then
it's up over Green Lantern for us still, but not by big numbers.
In Flash, I've read the first 2, and they're okay. They're all right. It's probably the lowest one out of the ones. But yeah. I definitely think there's a lot of Absolute books. Then there doesn't need to be that many.
Yeah. Shockingly, Marvel has kept the Ultimate line fairly conservative. I mean, if it's 5 Ultimate and 6 Absolute, that I think we're done. Just that's as much as you need. I would not go further than that.
Wait, they haven't
Because there was
announced
just
more, have they? Oh,
No, but they want to. I'm sure they both want to. But I think there's just I'd be careful. Because you're going to start cannibalizing the entire line. Let them run for a couple of years. Get your Absolute Justice League. Get your Ultimate Avengers. Ultimate, not Ultimates, but what? Get your team thing. There's a Spider-Man mini coming out. You got to do stuff to keep it interesting. People come in. I mean, the reprints sell really well. I wish all the Ultimate books got reprinted because fucking we're sold out of almost everything. Marvel doesn't keep them around. That could be hurting sales. DC's been really good about keeping the Absolute stuff in stock. So we keep getting new printings. I believe the only things we're out of is things that we have on reorder for a new printing. We have every other issue in stock. So they don't seem like your thing.
maybe.
Yeah. I'm sure maybe Martian Manhunter.
I love the Martian Manhunter.
It's interesting.
Yeah, just because it's so Vertigo. Yeah. I actually really like Superman. I really like Superman. And
I think people are surprised how much they like Superman. I've heard that comment quite a few times where they didn't expect it to kind of be as interesting.
Yeah.
That's the Jason Aaron one.
Batman I'm buying for Dragata's art. But it's still a good read. I'm not like just flipping at the pictures and putting it away. I still enjoy reading it. But Superman's my favorite. Yeah. Which I'm shocked by.
So Jason Aaron was on Snyder's Substack thing. I didn't realize he grew up in Kansas. He's from there. So he's been wanting to do a Superman story for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he actually, to Scott Snyder's surprise, he actually wanted Superman. He said he had a good take on it. So, yeah.
Have you read it, Toby?
No, I've been curious about it though. I've been enjoying Wonder Woman. I haven't gone into the Batman yet. And then I tried the Martian Manhunter based on the Substack thing, and that wasn't for me. I don't think I understood one thing about that comic.
Yeah, I was kind of lukewarm on Flash and Green Lantern. I only read the first issue of each.
Yeah,
and they're fine. They were fine.
I'll be honest, the Wonder Woman thing might be. I really dig the design. I really like that look. So from that point, I was like curious, and so I was curious enough to give it a go.
I think that's what the success of those are, right? I mean, with Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Martian Manhunter, you have a very strong pitch. Green Lantern and Flash, they're just kind of Green Lantern and Flash books. They're just kind of. To me, there isn't anything that makes them kind of stand out. Again, we're only a couple issues in. I can't say much yet. So, but I think you got the hook of those other four with the very first issue. It might not be for everyone, but you at least understood what the plot was. I think that's the Ultimate books have done a pretty good job with that too. So,
are Ultimates your best-selling Marvel books?
Ultimate Spider-Man is. I expected the sales on Spider-Man to go up with the new launch. They have just kept dropping, so it's really scary for Amazing Spider-Man.
So I'm caught up with that one. The Ultimate Spider-Man.
Oh, Ultimate Spider-Man, yeah.
And
it's leveling.
It's leveling.
All the Ultimate books are leveled. They're not going up in sales. Sales are staying kind of flat, which is great. If they stay flat at this point, awesome.
Yeah.
Ultimate Wolverine sells Wolverine. Ultimate X-Men, it's about even with X-Men. Ultimates is a little bit higher than Avengers, so those are good numbers. I'll take those.
Well, so part 2 of my question was going to be, because I honestly you could offer me $1 million to predict this number, and I would have no clue. How are those X-Men books selling? The new
terribly. I mean, X-Men and Uncanny are selling fine. Well, I shouldn't say terribly. They're selling no worse than the previous stuff, right? X-Men and Uncanny are doing fine. They're doing the same numbers it was prior. Where we're probably seeing the most increase is in some of the standalone minis or shorter runs for the X-Men, but I'll let you guess why. When it is Magic, Emma Frost, Rogue in the Savage Land, and what's the other one? Magic covers by J. Scott Campbell, Rogue by Adam Hughes and J. Scott Campbell, Emma Frost by whoever's doing all those Emma Frost covers. Doing a lot. DNA and someone else. Yeah. What a surprise. Those have been selling very well. Now, are people actually reading them? I don't think so. If you've read any of those books, please let me know, because I'm pretty confident nobody is, right? But the solo books, I like X Factor and X Force, and those were already canceled. NYX is already canceled, so they've already ended those. Those only lasted 2 arcs. Wolverine is selling pretty low. But Wolverine's never sold great for us, like ever. Wolverine's never been like a big seller. It sells fine, but it's like not. Ultimate Wolverine outsells it. Phoenix. Again, Phoenix, Psylocke, Storm, they're less focused on the variant covers, but those are actually doing okay, significantly better than whatever fucking random bullshit they were pumping out at the end of the Krakoa era stuff that lasted 5 issues. Like, those books are actually selling pretty decent, but we have a lot of customers, including members of this podcast that aren't on tonight, that buy multiple variant covers for every issue. So that boosts those numbers up. And we'd have another member of this podcast who would buy multiple variant covers for every issue if we ever came into the store. So, or order it on customer.comichub.com or download the Comic Hub customer app.
Wait, is that last person on the show tonight?
Yeah. One of them is not on the show tonight, and he buys a lot of variant covers, and the other one is on the show tonight, and he would buy a lot of variant covers if he ever came to the store or went to customer.comichub.com and used the Comic Hub customer app to order his comic books. But yeah. So whoever that is, I don't know. I'm just saying things. No, nothing.
It's not funny.
Okay. But yeah, no. The 90s were a very long time ago. I'll just say that about the X-Men, okay? The 90s were a very long time ago. Teen Titans aren't going to top the charts these days. Legion of Superheroes isn't going to top the charts these days. Claremont and Jim Lee on X-Men was a long time ago. The X-Men just are not the draw they used to be. I don't know if it's just the market being flooded or a disconnect with those characters. I think it was a Phil Hester had a great tweet, had a great post today on Blue Sky. He was like, what did he say? He's like, I tell my age by how many X-Men characters I recognize. Let me find it. What did he say? I calculate my age by how many X-Men I can't identify. I seriously was looking at a cover of one of the other issue the other day, and I'm like, I don't know who any of these characters are. It's Uncanny X-Men. It's 5 kids and a horse. And I'm like, what? 5 kids. The cover of Uncanny X-Men is 5 kids, and a horse. I'm
Maybe
like, is this the wrong cover? Did they put the wrong cover on this? Is this some? It must be. Is this a different book? Because it's clearly not Uncanny X-Men. Very strange. Very, very strange. I told you I'm slogging through the Krakoa stuff,
Yes.
right? Oh God, it is. I had to take a break. And I just said, look, I have no I have no attempt at ever being current on any Marvel comic ever again. I will pretend to try to read stuff, and this stuff I've liked. But I the X-Men I put a big hold on, and I said, look, I got to let this sit for a while, and I'll come back to it. And it's like I've entered an alternate reality where there's a comic book called X-Men, but it just has nothing to do with the X-Men from this reality. And so I'm like, I'm just a visitor on this planet, and I'm just gonna read this thing, and maybe eventually there'll be an X-Men comic in this batch of books to say
Let
X-Men.
me throw out a crazy idea for you. Hold on. This is a wild idea. I'm going to go really out to the outer limits here. What if you just stopped?
Look, it goes in the queue, Kevin,
stop
okay?
Owning a store or stop reading?
Stop trying to read the back a giant missed catalog of a book you are actively disliking. Just stop.
And look, I'm not saying I'll ever get through my backlog, but if it's on the backlog, then at least I have like okay, it's here, it's waiting for me. I'll get to it when I get to it. All right. So it's there. I'll get on my little spurts where I'm like, ooh, I actually want to read some comics, and I'll read like 20 of them in a night, and I'm like, these are terrible. They're all just terrible, and then I won't read for like a week or two. I mean, I read other stuff too. The collection must grow always, but there are multiple DC comics where I get to on my list and I just take out and I put in the red pile. I don't even open it. I'm just like, yep, and I put it in the pile, and I'm like, yep.
I didn't know there was breaking news. You should have led off with this story. What? What? Tell us a DC title you look at and just set aside without opening it.
Oh God, it's like. Well, there's a 5-issue Gotham City Sirens miniseries coming up. I will be purchasing and then putting in my red pile and not even cracking the front cover on because the first series was so terrible.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah,
I actually read it.
Yeah, I did too. Power Girl, but I mean, a couple of these books are already canceled, so it's like. I think there might still be like one Power Girl that I haven't got to yet, or two I haven't got to yet. But those I cannot. It is unreadable. Harley Quinn, I was like, yep, okay, just filing Harley for a few months. Just a new creative team's coming. I read the first issue, and I'm like, all right, new creative team's going to be coming soon. Just keep filing those books. Harley Quinn has been fucking terrible for decades at this point. Decades. I just can't.
I've read up to the 30s. I'm way behind on it. They're not
atrocious.
The relaunch was bad.
It is bad.
And then some stuff got improved a little bit.
No,
and then I don't know where I'm at right now.
No, it's been bad the whole time. I am not even bothering with those like kind of like every other month like anthologies anymore. I haven't even got the last couple. I stopped. Those just were unreadable. Like I feel bad because it's a lot of new creators and people trying to work on this stuff. Those like $9.99 anthologies they were doing, those kind of like themed ones like every other month or something. I must have read 3 or 4 those in a row. Like at least sometimes you'd be like, this is a good story. Okay, this is cool. Oh, these are real creators. Oh, this is neat. And then most of this is just filler garbage or whatever. But at least I got like one good thing out of it. I think I read like 4 in a row, but every story was terrible and just completely unnecessary. And I'm like, all right, I can't even. It's a waste of money me even taking these. Like I don't even want these. Like,
so I think the conclusion here is
I'm slowly breaking. Is what I'm telling you.
I think
slowly. I think you're gone.
Since you are on the DC payroll still, I think the new conclusion is Ryan hates books starring female characters.
Oh,
No, that's not true because Poison Ivy is fantastic.
Yes, Poison Ivy. I'm behind, and I'm like, I need to get caught up.
The current Supergirl book has variant covers by Art Germ and Villa-Lobos and Art Germ foil, and who else did the new
Ryan
Supergirl variant covers on the new book? So I got the Art Germ cover. I got the Art Germ foil cover.
Okay, but
I got the Villa-Lobos cover. I got the main cover.
Okay, did you read it though?
I got the Art Germ cover. I got the Art Germ foil cover. I got the Villa-Lobos cover.
Okay. So
I wasn't wrong.
I got the Art Germ. I got the Art Germ cover at number 2 on order. I got the Art Germ cover at number 3 on order.
It is.
Catwoman's great. Catwoman's great. Sales are actually really down on that, but Catwoman's good.
I think Supergirl, if it was released as a all ages book, it would have sold perfectly fine. I think they're slow rolling it out and trying to go on the hype from Tom King's book, and a lot of people are going to be fucking disappointed. And Ryan,
Wonder Woman is fantastic, of course.
No, Supergirl.
No, but I'm saying, but Wonder Woman is fantastic.
Yeah, Wonder Woman is fantastic.
Yeah.
But the Tom King Supergirl is not. This isn't the Tom King Supergirl or nowhere near it. It is for a younger audience, and we'll sell a bunch of the Art Germ covers and those ones. But other than that, nope, it was not the best.
I got number 2 and 3 on order. Got the Art Germ variants on order. Sure do.
That's probably what I'm doing, and then I'm done.
And one person that's on this podcast tonight has the Art Germ covers on order, and one person on this podcast tonight, if you ever visited customer.comichub.com, would have the Art Germ covers on order. So there's copies selling. Everyone's buying those Art Germ covers.
Not me.
Yeah.
Well, when Rob Liefeld takes over Marvel, this will all be taken care of.
We got one pre-order for Youngblood Remastered number 3. So any day now, those masses of customers are going to start ordering his books from us. Any day now. It's millions and millions of fans. Any day now.
Are you referring to me? I'm not a fan.
No, that's the joke. He has no fans. He said the comic stores are all terrible because we're not ordering books that the fans want, and he sells all these books on his YouTube page and on his eBay page, and don't bother going to his comic stores because even though hundreds of people want them and order them, the stores just don't order them. So I'm like, hey man, sitting right here. People can order as many copies as they want. I'll get you anything you want. What do you want? Well, we sold a fuckload this week of Invincible Battle Beast number 1. Holy shit.
Dude, I was getting calls for that like Sunday. Do you have the blind pack? I'm like, no, we have a couple blank covers. Dude, want that. You could hear the life draining from them over the phone. It was amazing.
It's all the flippers, man. People want to.
It was amazeballs.
People want to flip those, crack those packs, man.
Why? I weighed them. I figured out which one was the preview.
The number 2.
The number 2. Like I figured it out. Like I was like, let me see. Oh, all of these weigh the same. This one's 1 ounce less. Okay, this is the preview. Like it was that easy. I was like, okay. But yeah, people went nuts for that bullshit.
They sure did. And on that note, we're gonna wrap up. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for listening to this wonderful podcast. We talk about comic books and comic book movies and Diamond. Toby, you missed all the new Diamond.
What new Diamond news?
Exactly. Hey, thanks to all our top tier Patreon backers like Edward at geekyvillain.com, Joe Duff, Kelsey May, Craig Anderson, and Jimmy Rivera at the Social Forum Podcast and DDT Wrestling Podcast on YouTube. Make sure you go to Comics Conspiracy Podcast and Apple Podcast to find all our previous episodes. And kick us a couple bucks over at patreon.com/comic conspiracy. If you will, you can go to comics with an S, comicsconspiracy.biz, which is our store website. You can buy stuff on there for shipping or pickup. And go to conspiratobrock.com. That's Brock's website where he has stuff occasionally. Charlie's Wanderers in the Fourth Dimension podcast, all about Doctor Who. And Kevin's interview series Between the Panels at fanbasepress.com, and a page I love at Comic Art Live on YouTube. And my wife, Leanne Hill, is at leannehill.com. You can see her artwork there. And if you're on Blue Sky, I'm on there too. You're at Ryan Higgins. Brock is Brock Sager. Toby is Toby XI. Toby, I tagged you in a post. You didn't reply to me. Kevin is that Kevin Sharp. And check out Geekbox. We're going to do a podcast this week. We're about busy, but we'll be back next week for a new episode of the Geekbox talk. I think. If maybe we'll get you on Geekbox, Toby.
Oh yeah.
Because Justin went to the Nintendo store. If you go to the Nintendo San Francisco store this week, maybe I'll see.
I got a reservation. I'm ready.
Maybe we'll.
I'm actually glad you mentioned it. I didn't know you had to do a reservation. I would have been really dumbfounded showing up.
Yeah. I think select weekends you might have to through the summer, but at least this is the last weekend that we know of right now, so it should be back open to the public after that. But Justin went too. So
how much money did Justin spend, or was he a good boy?
I don't know. I didn't ask him, so we'll find out. Maybe I'll see if.
I'm quite worried. I'm quite worried. Maybe I should not go. Maybe I should go.
Yeah. Well, if you don't go, you're disinvited from the podcast. Yeah. So there you go. That's a good reason. So. Oh, right.
I'm going to be at the store, at the door, and going, do I want to be on the pot? Nah.
Well, we'll see. All right. Goodbye, everyone.